often say, don't they, that if you can't get ahead in show business, then there's only one option left, and that option can be politics. So this particular story really comes as no surprise when you think about it, because this particular individual claims they want a private life, then does everything in their power to make sure that we talk about her and launches incentives that seemingly go nowhere, but then of course bleats to the media that actually we're not being treated fairly. You know, I wasn't welcomed in, all that sort of stuff. You know, the usual political guff that we have to put up with. So of course, it makes perfect sense that this particular former royal has her eyes set on one big palace, sometimes known as the White House. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Nice to see you today. Listen, thank you so much, by the way, for all your kind comments about the Branston Royal Warrant brand story. Loved it. By the way, loved some of your recipes as well. Yeah, I'd like it, as I say, on jacket potatoes and cheese toasties and stuff like that. But when you look at what you can do, you think, oh, that's an interesting combination. That's what I love about this community, you know. We share things and people say, oh no, I've tried this, or no, try that, or whatever. It's all your tips for hay fever. A strange one though, I don't like the one full cover-up mask. What does that mean exactly? I know you're only teasing, hopefully. Back as ever though to your breaking royal story of the day. Now this story really comes, as I say, as no surprise when you think about it, because Meghan Markle has tried many facets in her career, you know, lifestyle guru guide, very similar to Gwyneth Paltrow and Goop with the Tig. And then of course had a foray into acting, albeit for a very short period. And I think what's interesting there is, of course, she must have tried incredibly hard to break into acting. But as we all know, in Hollywood, the bottom line is when you get to a certain age, casting directors don't really want to cast you. I think it's terribly wrong. I think all ages should be looked at, but that's the way it goes. And then of course she married big by marrying a royal. I don't know if you saw this particular story from, of course, the president's sister, Valerie, saying that Meghan would be welcomed into her party, should she so wish, of course. Well, you know, that all seems like news, but it's not. As ever, we have to say allegedly, but what I can tell you is that that particular sort of endorsement has been ringing around for the last few months, and that's all thanks to the good friendship between the former royal known as Prince Harry and, of course, the First Lady Jill Biden. As we know, they cemented their friendship many years ago now, and as ever with Meghan, she needs that royal connection to make sure she can get into something, as ever, allegedly. What's interesting though is the fact that Valerie went on record to say, yes, you know, we would welcome her. That is the plan. The idea really is to keep dropping these bombshells, test the water, see how the American public feel about somebody like Meghan Markle possibly running as a local candidate, and then of course climbing up the greasy ladder of politics. The difficulty when you move into politics is everything's open, literally. Everybody looks at your life from every single facet. You know, it doesn't matter what country you are, whether you're America, Great Britain, you know, Kuala Lumpur, everybody gets turned over because that's the name of the game. They want to find skeletons. We feel we know all the skeletons about Meghan Markle, but perhaps, of course, once the Secret Service get hold of her, there could be even more, and that could be problematic. As we know, they like to present themselves as family-loving and all-welcoming. Now the problem for Meghan, if she wishes now to push ahead, and that is the plan, let me tell you, is to see how she could rebuild her image across America as a sort of activist with kindness. So far this is the very first step, but it's not a bad first step, is it? A ringing endorsement from the sister of the current president of the United States of America. Will it work? As ever, I'd love to know what you think to this particular story in the comments below. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.